I am adorned with strength and dignity, and I trust God's future for me. I reflect God's creativity and elegance in the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and peace. I lean on God's wisdom to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God commands.
I honor my body as
I
a
seek
temple of the
God's
Holy
wisdom in
Spirit,
all that I
nurturing
do,
it with
walking
care.
in His
1
ways
Corinthians
daily.
6 verse
I
19.
radiate the fruits
I
of
am
the
a queen
Spirit,
in God's
love,
love,
adorned
joy,
with strength
peace,
and
and
patience,
elegance,
and I trust
faith.
God's future for
I am
me.
adorned with strength
I
and
reflect
dignity,
God's creativity,
and I trust God's
and elegance
future
in
for
the
me.
way I carry myself.
I reflect God's
I honor my
creativity
family by
and
building a
elegance
home
in
the
the
way
way
I
I
carry
carry
myself.
knowing they are
I
gifts
honor my
from
family
God
by
with
building
wisdom
to guide my
filled with
decisions
love
with
and
clarity
peace.
and
Just as
purpose.
He led
I
Queen
lean on
Esther
God. I
to
celebrate my
wisdom.
feminine decisions
I am
with
a gift
clarity
from
and
God,
purpose,
resourceful,
full of strength
using
and
my
I
beauty
celebrate
to
my
create a
femininity
life
as
abundant.
a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need,
wisdom in all
just
that
as
I
God
do,
commands,
walking in
every
His
interaction.
I seek
God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. I trust full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God commands, kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit, love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, purpose, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength and dignity. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all just as God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions with clarity and purpose, full of strength and I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all just as God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Knowing they are love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God, purpose, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, and peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future future for me.
I am adorned with strength
I
and
reflect
dignity.
God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself.
I reflect God's
I honor my
creativity
family by
and
building a home
building
filled with
with
love
love
and
and
peace.
peace.
I honor my
I lean
family
on
by
God's
building
wisdom
to guide my
filled
decisions
love
with
and
clarity
peace.
and purpose.
I speak with
I lean on
humility
God. I
and
celebrate
grace
my
by
feminine
reflecting
decisions as a gift
Christ
from
from
God
God
in
in
every
every
full of strength
interaction.
and
I
beauty.
celebrate
my
my
femininity.
femininity
I extend
as a gift
kindness
from
and
God
generosity
and
to
poised
those in
challenging
need.
moments.
Just as
I
God
honor
commands
my body
kindness
as a
and
temple of the
generosity
Holy
to those in
Spirit,
need. In
nurturing
all
it
that
with
I
care.
do, walking in His.
1
I
Corinthians
seek
6
God's
verse
wisdom in
19.
all that
I
I do.
radiate
walking in
God's
His Spirit.
eyes,
Love,
living
ways
with
daily,
joy,
peace, and
elegance,
I radiate
and
the
faith.
fruits of the Spirit.
I am
trust
adorned
love,
with
with
strength,
joy, and
shaping me
dignity,
into a
and
woman of
patience. And I
excellence
trust God's
and
future
influence.
for
I am
me.
adorned with strength
I
and
reflect
dignity,
God's creativity
and I trust
and
God's
elegance
future
in
for
the
me.
way I
They are
carry
gifts
myself.
from
I
God.
reflect God's
I honor my
creativity
family
by
and
building a
elegance
home
in the way I
filled
carry
with
myself.
Queen
Esther
I
to
honor
her
my
destiny.
family by building
I
to guide my
diligently
decisions
love
with
and
clarity
peace,
and
using my
purpose.
hands
I
to
lean on
create a
God. I
life
celebrate
abundant.
my femininity
As
with
a gift
clarity
from
and
God.
purpose.
31
Full of strength and
verse
I
30.
celebrate my
I speak
femininity
with
as a gift
humility
from
and
God and
grace,
generosity
full of
to those
strength
in
and
need.
Christ's love in
Just as
every
God commands
interaction.
kindness and
I seek
generosity
God's
to those in
strength to
need.
remain
In
calm
all that
and
I do,
poised in
walking in
challenging
His.
moments.
I seek
I
God's
honor my body
wisdom
as
in
a
all
temple
that
of
I
the Holy
radiate,
Spirit,
walking in His
nurturing
Spirit.
it with care.
Love, ways
Joy,
daily, peace,
1
and
Corinthians
radiate
6
the fruits of the
verse
Spirit.
19.
I am adorned
Love,
with
I am
strength
adorned
and
in
dignity
God's
and
eyes,
patience.
and
I
living with
trust God's
purpose.
future
I
for
am
me.
adorned with strength
I
and
reflect
dignity.
God's
I
creativity
trust
and I
God
trust
and
God's
shaping
elegance
me
in the
into a
way I
woman of
carry
excellence
myself. I
and
reflect God's
influence.
I honor my
Creativity
family by
and
building a
elegance
home the way I
filled with
carry
love and
myself.
talents.
I honor my
Knowing
family
God's
by building
wisdom
to guide my
filled with
decisions
love
with
and
clarity
peace.
and
Lead me.
purpose. I
Just
lean
as
on
He
God. I
led
celebrate
Queen
my
Esther
feminine
to
decisions
destiny.
with
As a gift
clarity
from
and
God. I am
purpose.
diligent
Full of
and
strength and
resourceful,
I celebrate my
using my hands
femininity.
to
Extend
create
kindness
life
and
abundance.
generosity
Full of
to those
strength
in
and
need.
beauty. Proverbs
Just as
31
God extend
verse
kindness
13.
and
I
generosity
seek
to those
God's
in need.
wisdom
In
and
all
grace.
that I do,
Reflecting
walking in
Christ's
His.
love in
I
every
seek God's
interaction.
wisdom in all
I
that
seek
I
God's
radiate,
strength
walking
to
in His
remain
Spirit.
calm and
Love,
poised in
ways daily,
challenging
peace,
moments.
and
I
patience.
radiate
I
the
honor
fruits
my
of the
body
Spirit.
I am adorned
Love,
with strength
joy,
and dignity
nurturing
and
it with
patience.
care.
And I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength
I
and
reflect
dignity
God's
creativity and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I do, walking in His.
Proverbs
I seek
31
God's
verse
wisdom in
13.
all that I
I
radiate,
speak with
walking in
humility
His
and
Spirit.
grace,
Love, ways
reflecting
daily,
Christ's
peace,
love
and
in
I
every
radiate the fruits of
interaction.
the Spirit.
I
I am
seek
adorned
God's
with
strength
joy and
to remain
dignity
calm
and patience.
and
And I
poised in
trust God's
challenging
future
moments.
for
I am
me.
adorned with
I
strength
honor
and
my body
dignity.
as God's
Temple of the
creativity and I
Holy
trust
Spirit,
God's elegance in the
nurturing
way
it
I
with
carry
care.
myself. I reflect God. I
1
honor my
Corinthians
family
6
by
verse
building a home the
19.
way I carry
Love and
myself.
queen in God's
I honor my
eyes,
family
living
by
with
building to
purpose,
guide my
filled with
decisions
love
with
and
clarity
faith.
and purpose.
I
I lean
trust
on
that
God. I
God
celebrate
is
my
shaping
feminine
me into a
decisions
woman
as a
of
gift from
excellence
God.
and influence.
Full of strength and
I
beauty.
celebrate my
I
femininity
extend
as a gift
kindness
from
and
God.
generosity
Full of
to
strength
those
they
in
are
need.
gifts from God.
Just as
I
God commands
trust
kindness
God
and
to lead me.
generosity to those
God
in
just as
need.
He led
In
Queen
all that
Esther
I
to
do,
her destiny.
walking in His.
I am
I
diligent
seek
and
God's
resourceful,
wisdom in all that
using
I
my
radiate,
hands to
walking
create
in
a
His
life of
Spirit.
abundance.
Love, ways
Joy,
daily, peace,
Proverbs
and I
31
radiate the
verse
fruits of the
13.
Spirit. I am adorned
I
with
speak with
joy and
humility
dignity
and
and
grace,
patience. And I trust
reflecting
God's
Christ's
future for
love
me.
in every
I reflect
interaction.
God's
I seek
creativity and I
God's
trust
strength
God's
to
elegance
remain
in the
calm
way I
and
carry
poised in
myself. I reflect
challenging
God. I
moments.
honor my
Creativity.
family
I
by
honor my
building a
body
home
as
the
a
way
temple
I
of
carry
love and
myself.
peace,
I honor
nurturing
my
it with
family
care.
by building to guide my
First
decisions with
Corinthians
clarity
6
and
verse
purpose.
19.
I lean on God.
I
I
am a
celebrate
queen
to
in
guide
God's
my
eyes,
decisions
as
with
a gift
clarity
from
and
God.
purpose. Full of
Elegance
strength and
and
beauty. I
faith.
celebrate my femininity.
I
Extends
trust
kindness
God
and
is shaping
generosity
me
to
into a
those in
woman of
need.
excellence and
Just as God
influence.
commands kindness and
I
generosity
seek
to those
God's
in need.
wisdom
In
and
all
talent,
that I do,
knowing they
walking
are
in
gifts
His.
from God.
I seek God's
Ways daily.
wisdom in
God
all
to
that
lead
I
me.
radiate,
Just
walking
as
in
He
His
led
Spirit.
Queen Esther to
Love,
her
ways
destiny.
daily, peace,
I
and
am
patience.
diligent
The
and
fruits of the
resourceful,
Spirit. I am
using
adorned
my
with
hands to
strength and
create a life
dignity
of
and
abundance.
patience. And I trust God's future for
I am
me.
adorned with strength
I
and
reflect
dignity.
God's creativity
And I trust God's
elegance
future
in the
for
way
me.
I carry myself.
I
I
reflect
reflect
God's
God's I honor my
creativity
family by
interactions
building a home
in the way I carry
myself.
to remain
I honor
calm.
my
I lean
family
on
by
God's
building
wisdom
to guide my
filled with
decisions
love
with
and
clarity
peace. I honor
and
my body
purpose.
as a
I
temple
lean
of
on
the Holy
God's
Spirit
celebrate
to
my
guide my
femininity
decisions
as
with
a gift from
clarity and
God,
purpose.
full of strength and
I
beauty.
celebrate my femininity
I extend
as a gift
kindness
from God
and generosity
God's
to
eyes.
those in
And
need,
with purpose.
just as
I
God
extend
commands kindness and
I
generosity
seek
to those in
God's
need.
wisdom in
It's
all
just
that I
as God
do,
commands,
a woman
walking
of
in His.
excellence and
I seek
influence.
God's
Ways daily
wisdom in all that
I
I do.
radiate the
Walking
fruits
in
of
His
the Spirit.
talents. Love
Ways
joy,
daily
peace,
from
and
God.
I radiate the
I
fruits of the
trust
Spirit.
God to
I am
lead me
adorned
with
with
strength,
joy and
just as He led
dignity
Queen
and
Esther
patience,
and
and I
her
trust
destiny.
God's future
I
for
am
me.
adorned with strength
I
and
reflect
dignity,
God's
using
creativity,
my
and I trust
talents
God's
to lead
elegance
life
in
for
the
me.
way I carry myself.
I reflect God's
I honor my
creativity
family by
and
building a
verse
home
13
in the way I
with
carry
love and peace,
myself.
humility
I
and
honor my
grace.
family by
God's
building
wisdom
to guide my
filled
decisions
with love
with
and
clarity
peace.
and purpose.
I
I
seek
lean on
God's
God's
strength
wisdom to
to
guide my
remain
decisions
calm
with
and
clarity
from
and
challenging
purpose,
moments.
full of strength and
I
beauty.
celebrate
my
my
femininity
femininity
as a
as a
gift
gift
from
from
God,
God,
and generosity
nurturing
to those in
those in
need.
need.
just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God commands, walking in
living
His.
with purpose.
I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit, love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength and reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home where I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions with clarity and purpose, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God commands. Kindness and generosity to those in need, in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength and dignity. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions with clarity and purpose, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and patience. I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need, in all just as God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength and reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's future in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God, and generosity to those in need, just as God commands. Kindness and generosity to those in need, in all that I God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength and reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my lean on God by building a home my decisions love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and patience. I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Just as He love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength and dignity, God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's creativity. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. I trust that love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength and dignity, God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate, walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I God commands. Walking in His talents. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience. And I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength and dignity. I reflect God's creativity. And I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's creativity. I honor my family by an elegant home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions with clarity and purpose. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. I am a queen in Just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God commands walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I embrace love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience. And I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity. And I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I God commands. Walking in His. I am a queen in God's eyes. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience. And I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity. And I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience. And I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity. And I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I trust God. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience. And I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength and reflect God's creativity. And I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I God commands. Walking in His. I seek God's ways daily in all that I radiate. Walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience. And I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity. And I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I God commands, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience. And I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity. And I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home my decisions love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need, just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. Just as He led Queen ways daily in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God. I am full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. I trust just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do. I embrace my unique beauty. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I trust love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need, and just as God commands, walking in His. I trust that I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty, I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need, in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's daily in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in wisdom in all that I God commands, walking in His. I seek God's ways daily in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future for me. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and beauty, I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need, in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's future in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate to guide my decisions as a gift from God. Full of strength and I celebrate my femininity as a kindness and generosity to those in need. Just as God extends kindness and generosity to those in need, in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, ways daily, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength and reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God. I honor my family by building a home in the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my femininity as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with strength and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home in the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home to guide my decisions with clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions with clarity and purpose, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God commands kindness and generosity to those in need. Wisdom in all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and I radiate the fruits of the Spirit. I am adorned with joy and dignity and patience, and I trust God's future. I am adorned with strength. I reflect God's creativity, and I trust God's elegance in the way I carry myself. I reflect God's I honor my family by building a home in the way I carry myself. I honor my family by building a home filled with love and clarity and purpose. I lean on God. I celebrate my feminine decisions as a gift from God, full of strength and beauty. I celebrate my femininity. I extend kindness and generosity to those in need, just as God extend kindness and generosity to those in need. In all that I do, walking in His. I seek God's wisdom in all that I radiate walking in His Spirit. Love, joy, peace, and patience. I radiate the fruits of the Spirit.